We are in the midst of Jamaica's rainy season, and with it comes an increase in the mosquito population. You can play your part to reduce mosquito-borne illnesses by searching for and destroying mosquito breeding sites around your home. It's also the time of year when we experience an increase in bouts of the flu. You can prevent the flu and other respiratory illnesses by continuing the COVID-19 protocols. That is, washing your hands with soap and water frequently, using hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, covering your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing, staying home when feeling ill, and avoiding contact with others. We are in this together. Let's play our part.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs and manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs round here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, September 14. Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with his cabinet ministers today following their swearing-in on Sunday. He is supported by 18 ministers, 11 of whom have retained their portfolio, while changes were made to 7. Minister Favour Williams is now the Minister of Education, Youth and Information. Darrell Vaz has been assigned the Science, Energy and Technology portfolio, while Carl Samuda is responsible for Labour and Social Security. Further changes will see Floyd Green in charge of Agriculture and Fisheries, while Pernell Charles Jr. will take on the Ministry of Housing, Urban Renewal, Environment and Climate Change. Senator Aubin Hill and Everald Warmington are now ministers without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Fort has also received her instrument of appointment. Addressing the cabinet members at the swearing-in ceremony, Prime Minister Holness reiterated his charge for them to perform their duties with integrity.
We are at a turning point, a tipping point. Something new and good and powerful can happen in our country by our actions. If we decide as ministers to exercise the power and authority vested in you by these instruments with the highest level of integrity, dignity, and efficiency.
4 senators were also appointed. They are Kamina Johnson-Smith, Matthew Samuda, Aubin Hill, and Leslie Campbell. Meanwhile, newly appointed Minister of Education, Favour Williams, says she is ready to take on the work assigned to her. Speaking with JIS News, Minister Williams says she has been reading the briefs to familiarize herself with the various aspects of the ministry. Among the tasks to be undertaken is the streamlining of access to data across the ministry for greater efficiency and to benefit all stakeholders.
You have many schools, many institutions, many students and teachers. It is a ministry that has reams and reams of data that need to be automated in one way, shape, or form.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness will be establishing 3 field hospitals to increase hospital bed capacity. The move is being made to manage the anticipated increase in COVID-19 cases as the island has entered the community spread phase of the virus. At a recent press conference, Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton revealed that one of the 3 field hospitals will arrive in 2 weeks.
We're now building out the base for that facility. It will be located in the corporate area, and that field hospital will allow for an additional 80 plus or so beds.
Dr. Tufton said the second field hospital will be located on the south coast, while the third will be constructed in western Jamaica.
So all told, we will add, a fair bit of capacity to providing additional beds, and you will see the manifestations of that over the next few weeks. So we are definitely moving in that direction as part of the preparation for what is happening.
In the meantime, COVID-19 positive patients who have completed their 2 weeks of isolation at hospital or at home will no longer need to undertake further testing to ensure their release from isolation. Deputy Chief Medical Officer and National Epidemiologist in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Karen Webster-Carr, made the announcement at a recent digital press briefing.
We have moved away from that because the science is showing that a lot of these cases after 10, 14 days are really dead particles. Because what the PCR test does is test in essence, the genetic material.
Dr. Webster-Carr says once the patient passes an assessment, the person is discharged with follow-up monitoring done up to 21 days. Still on health, frontline health workers in the COVID-19 response will continue to get their risk allowance during the period of the pandemic. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the Finance Ministry has approved the payment of the risk allowance for another 6 months. The previous 6-month period expired around August 2020. Dr. Tufton said the payment of risk allowance will now resume after being suspended for those frontline workers with whom the ministry had that commitment. And finally, tributes continue to flow for reggae pioneer Frederick Toots Hibbert, who passed away on Friday at age 77. In a press release, Prime Minister Andrew Holness hailed Toots as one of Jamaica's best musical talents. Meanwhile, Culture and Entertainment Minister Olivia Grange says Jamaica is grateful for his life and work and the contribution he made to the development of reggae music.
I want to indicate that his passing is a big loss to Jamaica and to the world. And that, as minister responsible for entertainment and culture, I will ensure that his legacy lives on.
Hibbert was the frontman of the reggae band Toots and the Maytals, which racked up a string of #1 hits and claimed the title of being the winner of the first staging of the Jamaica Festival Song Competition in 1966. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
The new school year has been delayed until October due to COVID-19. We don't want the late start to impact our children's learning, so let's get some tips on how to keep them active next.
I know the delayed start to the new school year has made some parents a little anxious. Keeping your children active and engaged during this COVID-19 pandemic has also been challenging. While the extension does make many children happy, it can lead to what's called a summer learning loss. So we've compiled a list of activities you can use to not only spend time with your children, but also sharpen their minds. Studies suggest that during the long summer months when students are away from the classroom, their mathematics and reading comprehension suffer significantly. To ensure children don't regress while they are away from the classroom, we recommend that you help your little ones to read, write, and spell during this extended time at home. For older children, have them write reports on the books read. And no, we don't mean assigned reading books from school. We mean any book that may spark your child's interest. Visit your local parish library. They should have a book that your child would love to read. Math is all around us, so there's no need for the learning to stop when classes end. Counting cards as they pass, figuring out the shape of objects, naming colors, or even matching cards will help sharpen your child's skills. Baking and cooking may help with measurement and fractions. The grocery list can be added, subtracted, and multiplied. And you may create summer jobs from chores around the home that you pay for in cash or kind. Keep your child active through play. You may try a game of cricket, hopscotch, football, riding a bike, running, and skipping. Having a family workout session is another great idea. Swimming in the river or at the beach are also worthwhile physical endeavors as long as they are open. But don't forget to follow the COVID-19 protocols. And how about gardening? Not only do children learn through play, they also reduce their risk of becoming obese. Leisurely walks at a park could do your child's mind and body good. A family trip to the zoo or a museum may also extend the learning. And don't forget, follow the COVID-19 protocols. At home, learning a new skill could occupy a curious child. It could be growing your own food, preparing a meal from scratch, making a toy, jewelry, a house for your pet, or for the techno-savvy children, creating an app. For children going to a new school or a new grade, introduce them to their new books, have them read stories, and practice math problems. Parents can also make flashcards with their children, and by doing so, revise all that they've learned over the weeks. Children may explore their creative side by making a movie on a smartphone or tablet. There are also tons of free educational websites that can help children stay on top of their learning throughout the period. If you try 2 or more of these ideas, I'm sure your children will be ready for the new school year.
Let thy food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food, is the frequently used phrase emphasizing the importance of nutrition in combating or curing certain diseases. And in the advent of the COVID-19 virus reaching community transmission phase on the island, we want to share some foods that may help to boost your immune system.
The novel coronavirus 2019 or COVID-19 is a respiratory illness that may present with a fever, dry cough, and tiredness. Persons may experience more severe symptoms such as shortness of breath and difficulty breathing. One of the best ways to fight this disease is by boosting your body's immune system. Giving yourself a healthy head start could be the difference between life and death. As we look at how we can stave off or reduce the effects of COVID-19 and other respiratory illnesses like this disease, we have compiled a list of ways to optimize the functioning of our immune system. First things first, get regular rest. Sleeping between 6 to 8 hours helps improve the body's immune function, mental health, and regulate weight while increasing productivity. Next up, exercise. Physical activity improves one's mood while increasing energy levels in the body. Managing stress is another weapon against sickness. When we are anxious, the body's disease-fighting defenses are reduced. Keep hydrated. Yes, the body doesn't function properly when it doesn't have enough fluids. You may maintain adequate water levels in your body by consuming water, fruits and vegetables with high water content, as well as soup. If you suffer from any health condition, be on top of your medication and stick to the management plan that's been decided on with your doctor. Another tip, you are what you eat. If you consume too much alcohol, sugary drinks, and processed foods, the body's defenses will lack the right micro and macronutrients to function properly. That's why it's absolutely important that we have a balanced diet. Incorporating items from all the food groups allow the body to glow, grow, and go. There are some foods, however, that are rich in vitamins and minerals which help to power up the body's natural immunity. Noted for its immune-boosting qualities, foods rich in vitamin C help the body produce white blood cells, which ward off or shorten the length of infections. Citrus fruits such as oranges, lemons, tangerines, lime, and grapefruit are rich in vitamin C. But even richer in the vitamin are cherries and red sweet pepper. Local fruits and vegetables such as Tahiti apple, guava, pineapple, papaya, June plum, soursop, cauliflower, cabbage, and Irish potato are also rich in vitamin C. As an antioxidant, vitamin E helps to prevent cell damage and regulate the function of one's immune system. Pear, peanut, olive oil, and almonds are among the foods with high vitamin E content. Foods with anti-inflammatory properties help treat respiratory illnesses, so it's best to add cinnamon, tomato, ginger, turmeric, flaxseed, strawberry, and garlic to your diet. Vitamin A is a key ingredient in the body's infection-fighting arsenal, as it helps with vision, repair, growth, and reproduction. In addition to spinach and kale, foods such as carrots, mangoes, pumpkin, sweet potato, and cantaloupe are rich in vitamin A. Another immuno-boosting vitamin can be found in milk, egg, cheese, tofu, yogurt, and fortified cereals. Vitamin D. The vitamin is also present in fish such as tin mackerel, tuna, sardine, and salmon. B vitamins are a critical part of the body's red blood cell production. They help to convert food into energy while maintaining healthy body tissues. Banana, sunflower seeds, watermelon, chicken, turkey, goat meat, liver, and red peas are rich in vitamin B. Zinc allows our body's immune cells to function properly while reducing inflammation. Foods rich in zinc include shellfish such as crab, lobster, and mussels. Zinc is also present in peas and beans, nuts, seeds, as well as dark meat including beef and pork. Practicing proper personal hygiene is also an important part of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. That includes regular hand washing and the use of hand sanitizer if water and soap is not available. Sneeze or cough into your elbow or cover with tissue that should be discarded in a bin. Avoid touching your mouth, eyes, or nose. And be sure to practice social distancing. You are your first line of defense against COVID-19. For your health's sake, start practicing good healthy habits today.
Excess salt in your diet increases blood pressure and contributes to kidney damage, gastric cancer, obesity, osteoporosis, and the worsening of asthma. Aim to have no more than 3 to 6 grams of salt, or half of 1 teaspoon per day. And children under 11 years of age should consume less than this. Get healthy. Reduce the salt. A public service message from the Jamaica Information Service and the Ministry of Health.
Are you a black male over 40 years old? Do you have trouble urinating or experience some pelvic area discomfort? Is there a reduction in your stream of urine? If your answer is yes to 2 or more of these questions, this next feature is for you.
Many people think having prostate cancer is a death sentence, but urologists say the disease can actually be treated and patients can lead a normal and productive life. The key is early detection.
Which means that men, from they reach the age of 40, they must get their rectal examination and PSA done on a yearly basis. And once it is caught early, generally speaking, you can lead a normal, productive life with treatment.
Digital rectal examination and prostate-specific antigen, PSA, are the 2 tests used to detect prostate cancer.
Urologists say a man may be going about his everyday normal business, feeling perfectly healthy and unknowingly suffering from prostate cancer. The only sure way to know is to go to a doctor for a blood test and rectal examination. According to urologists, prostate cancer is the most common cancer affecting Jamaican men. It is also the most common cancer deaths among Jamaican men.
Recent statistics show that the Caribbean region as a whole has the highest death rate from prostate cancer in the entire world. And Jamaica's mortality or death rate is especially high from prostate cancer.
This statistic is a concern for the region's health authorities because valuable and productive lives are being lost to the disease. The Ministry of Health here in Jamaica has been urging Jamaican men to regularly do prostate cancer screenings.
Now I know Jamaican men don't like to have this test done, but the fact is, it is a painless test done in a very professional manner. It takes about 5 to 10 seconds, and this is a test that could save your life.
According to Dr. William Aiken, a big challenge in finding prostate cancer is that many men do not have any early physical symptoms of the disease.
By the time the symptoms appear, the cancer has already spread beyond the prostate. This is called advanced prostate cancer. Symptoms may include frequent urination, especially at night, inability to urinate, trouble starting or holding back urination, a weak or interrupted flow of urine, painful or burning urination, blood in the urine or semen, painful ejaculation, and frequent pain in the lower back, hips, or upper thighs. Experts say all men are at risk of prostate cancer, and the most common risk factor is age. More than 70% of men diagnosed with prostate cancer each year are over the age of 65.
Prostate cancer also tends to run in families. So if a man has a family history of prostate cancer, he is more likely to develop cancer.
Besides family history, Dr. Aiken says there are some dietary factors that can increase the risk of having prostate cancer.
Saturated fats, animal meat, red meat in particular, dairy products, milk, butter, cheese, ice cream, yogurt. These things, when consumed on a habitual and long-term basis, are thought to put you at increased risk of prostate cancer.
Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development.
Develop a sense of purpose that says you're not here by accident. You are here for greatness. You are here with destiny in mind. You are supposed to do something great, and you are on that pathway. There are persons who are in the departure lounge of life, at the end of their life, and they look back and they have regret because they never took time to uncover and develop a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do before I leave this 7 billion people planet called Earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Having a sense of greatness that's in you. You're talented, you have gifts and abilities. Some of you are good with numbers, some of you are good with words, some of you are good with both, some of you are artistic, creative, some of you are sports oriented, and there are many things. And you take time to discover what are you passionate about. What can I just do naturally? I can jump out of my sleep and do it easily. Speaking now to your talents and abilities, your giftings. All of these come into your sense of purpose. The things that you are to do in life as you are to impact people. When you dream, when you close your eyes, what do you see yourself doing? And knowing that the sky is the limit. Second thing I want to say quickly is that you must learn to persevere. I heard Marquis speak about perseverance. Everybody say perseverance. Sometimes we don't achieve much because we give up too easily. You have to learn, if you want good, your nose have to. Yes, man, you have to get your feelings hurt and still go on. When I was doing my PhD, boy, a man tell me, man, people seem to like you. Wayne, why don't you just leave this program and go back to your country? You have a master's. The PhD is not for you. Why don't go and make money? And that was a racist comment because I was black. I was the only black person in the program. And he was saying things that hurt me, and I didn't want him to see me offended. I left his presence, went into my room, and I cried. But I decided to continue in my effort for excellence. Are you hearing me? And so perseverance means to continue a course of action in spite of difficulty. in spite of opposition. When they fight it down, when bad mind reach you, and they're fighting it down, and they say you're not the right gender, young ladies, and they say you don't deserve to be here, don't pay no attention, press on nonetheless. And it means you also have to have the right people around you. Be careful of the company you keep. As you go through life, you're going to make mistakes. As you go through life, you may fail at something. You want people around you who can encourage you to get up again.
Practice good hygiene by washing your hands frequently using soap and water. Here's how you should do it while conserving water. Turn on the tap to wet your hands, then turn off the pipe. Lather your hands and the tap with soap. Turn on the tap and wash your hands, back, front, and in between fingers. Use some of the water to wash off the tap, then turn it off. Dry your hands with disposable hand towels. If you don't have running water, use a hand rub containing 62% or more alcohol. If hand sanitizers are not available, rubbing alcohol, Dettol, white rum, or household bleach will do the trick. And if all else fails, let hand washing and the handling of potable water be a two-person event. Each person will take turns pouring and washing hands with sitting water. Now is a good time to consider installing a tap on your containers to reduce the risk of water contamination. Faucets can be easily attached to drums, buckets, or 5-gallon water bottles. And to ensure that the outside of the containers are clean when recapping, disinfect it with hand rub containing alcohol that's 62% or more. The 5 R's of water conservation are also necessary to practice. Reduce water wastage by investing in water-saving devices. Reuse water at least twice before discarding. Replace leaking pipes, faucets, and other plumbing equipment. Recycle wastewater and use it for gardening, car washing, or cleaning of public spaces. And reclaim water through rainwater harvesting. We all must play our part to ensure there's water to combat the coronavirus and stave off prolonged drought.
The JIS Heritage Competition is celebrating 10 years of youth expression on Jamaican history, culture, and tradition. If you're a primary level student 9 to 12 years old, enter the essay competition. Write 400 to 500 words on the topic. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Identify a Jamaican from our past or an institution that exemplifies this statement from our national pledge and say why. Secondary level students, enter the poster competition. And tertiary students, send us your best snap for the photo competition. The topic, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Enter now and play your part in preserving our national heritage. Great prizes to be won. Competition closes October 24. For competition rules and guidelines, contact the JIS.
And that's where we close things off, but only for today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow right here on this station for another informative program. We are available at your leisure online. There's our website, our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to be responsible. Wear your mask, sanitize your hands, and tell your yard if you don't have to be on the road. All the best.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.